Hello, welcome to the series about Rugby League betting review for tonight's game live on Sky. Hull FC against Castleford. Both these teams are unbeaten. Obviously, I think Hull FC's start's been probably a bit more impressive. I mean, they've had two really good wins, one in France. Not many teams win by that many over in the south of France against Catalan. Obviously, first game of the season they beat Salford, who've gone on to win their next two games. One of them was absolutely smashing St Helens 2 weeks ago. So I think the Hull FC's form really stacks up. Castleford had an easy win against Wakefield and obviously drew away at Hull KR the first weekend of the season. And that massive kick from Mantellato just robbed them of the 2 points right at the end. Obviously, Castleford get a 10-point start for this one. And I must admit, it's quite hard to call this game. I mean, you've got to bear in mind that the Tigers finished fifth last year, fourth the year before, so that's quite a decent start. I mean, they're only really missing Shenton. I mean, 9-4 for the Cas win. I don't really fancy that, but when you bear in mind just quite how well the early birds have started this season. But I must admit, I do think that Cas can stay inside 10 points. Obviously, I mentioned the Hull FC, the 1-3. I do think they'll sneak it, something like 6-10 on the winning margin. That's about 5-1. That's kind of where I'd be looking. But like I said, I think that 10 is a lot to cover. With decent size, Cas to score a lot of points. I mean, half time, full time, you want to boost the 1-3 for Hull. That's about 8-11. I think if I was a whole backer, I think I'd probably prefer the half-time, full-time as opposed to the 10-point handicap. If they're going to win by more than 10 points, you'd certainly expect them to be leading at half-time. I mean, that'd be a lot to make up in the second half. The man of the match betting, it's very, very interesting in this game. You've got Pritchard's 8-1 now. We have mentioned before, man of the match, that it's you're kind of second guessing the Sky team on this. Not just looking for the best player on the pitch, looking for who they kind of say is going to be the best. Obviously, he's the star player. Everyone's talking about him, the tank. So you think that he'd be right in the Sky team's mind. So you can see why they've got him at 8-1. Which for me, for a forward, that's for me, the most prolific forward in this market would probably be Bateman at Wigan. Now he's usually available at 14 to 16-1. That's even when he's playing at centre. So 8-1 for Pritchard. That is. There's just no value there whatsoever. A man I like in this market would have to probably be Danny Horton. I mean, he makes the whole tick for me. I love this guy. He's a tackle machine. He makes loads of yards. He's always running from the ruck area. If they, if the Hull forwards can create some space for him, give him a go forward. I certainly think that he'll certainly do the minds. And I think a couple of points bigger than Pritchard. I think the 10-1 isn't bad. That's not bad at all for Danny Horton. He'd be my pick. Cass are going to pull off a win. Luke Gale again. We think they're 9-4, 5-2 win the game. 8 or 10-1 for Gale. That's very short, but it is very hard to work out kind of where else they'd go for man of the match. You'd think it'd have to be Gale. He'll have to play well if Castleford are going to win this game. So that'd be kind of where I'm looking. I mean, as for first try scorers, I mean, I do kind of always usually pick wingers in this. I know the favourites and they're easy to pick out, but they are normally good value. We've had McGilvery up lately. He was 12-1 in that Huddersfield Wigan game a couple of weeks ago. There's some great value out there, and you can get double figure odds on both my picks. It would be Solomona for Castleford. I mean, he just favour him. Had a Monaghan who's again is double figure odds himself, and Talanoia on the wing for Hull FC. They're both great odds. Are both good try scorers. So that's kind of where I'd be looking in the first try scoring markets. But my value bet for this game, I think there'll be a lot of points. I think it's going to be dry, it's going to be cold, but I can see a lot of points. Both these teams have got tries all over the park. So for me, I just fancy Hull to win. So 100-30 for FC to win. But Castleford to score 20 points. If Castleford have scored 20 plus points, but Hull FC have to win, that's 100-30. And I think that's really good value. Now, if you want the other way, you can get Castleford to win and Hull FC to score 20 plus points. That's 13-2. Obviously, if you fancy it that other way around, there might be a few Tigers fans who think that the side's going to leak a few, but still win the game. So there's value there. Because I do think there'll be points in this game. I really do. But like I said, I do just about fancy Hull by about 6-10, and like I say my value bet for the game would definitely be Hull FC to win the game, but Castleford to score 20 plus points. That's kind of what I'm looking. There's one more game tonight. We're going to be all batting and bruised from that really bad beating they got off Brisbane. Now, don't get me wrong. For me, the Broncos are the best team in the NRL, so there's no shame in losing quite heavily to them. But if Wigan seems to be really exhausted by the end. I mean, okay, funnily enough, Salford have actually had a day's less rest. They played Widnes on Sunday, but I don't think Widnes will have took that much out of Salford like the Broncos did. Obviously, McAlorum, he's out now. That's going to be a big loss for Wigan. and Ice is out, but the managed to patch Smith up. They just looked really tired towards the end of the game. Even the main performers did as well. I mean, it's really tough playing against these Australian sides. They're a lot stronger, they're a lot quicker. Last year, I think Wigan lost the two games after the game at they played Brisbane, lost the next two. Now, I'm not suggesting Wigan haven't lost since 2014 at home. I'm not suggesting 9-4 is good value for Salford to win the game. Just the same as I don't really think 1-3 for Wigan's value either. But for me, I do think again 8 or 10 points on the handicap for Salford. That's a game where I'd be looking to in both these games, and it tends to follow form towards the start of the season. You do like to favour the teams that are getting the starts and the handicaps. The games tend to be a lot tighter. It's when the sun comes out and the ground becomes quicker that teams tend to run away with big margin wins. So I do think in both these games tonight, I think the teams getting the starts, Salford and Castleford could be the way to look on the handicap. So anyway, it'll be a good night of rugby league. You've got Hull KR against St Helens tomorrow. That'll be Hull KR's first game since the coach was unfortunately sacked, Chris Chester. So enjoy your rugby, and please always gamble responsibly. We'll see you tomorrow.